What's good, everybody? Certified Yapper here. We need to talk about the new epidemic that's going on that's completely screwing over the youth and adults. And as you guys already saw from the title, it's vaping. Man, I remember when I was in high school, that's when vaping kind of started getting popular in the first place, right? The first guy who had one was called a pussy right away, because everyone was like, yo, this guy's smoking on a fucking USB stick, what a loser. I don't know if you guys remember, but this was like back when jewels were kind of popular and everyone just called it juuling in the first place. I was so freaked out that smoke was coming out of somebody's like friggin' flash drive. You could literally just carry it around in front of teachers and parents, because at the time no one knew what it was. You could just say, oh, this is a portable charger or a USB, and nobody would even question you. And I remember all the different flavors they had too, man. People would leave this cool bathroom smelling like fucking mangoes and strawberries. So I guess that's an upgrade from smelling like skunk. But now let's move on to how fucked vaping has gotten. Like I said, when I was in high school, vaping was on the rise, but people were still like hesitant about it. Like some people thought it was like a pussy thing to do, and others were like, nah, it seems dangerous smoking out of a freaking USB. But nowadays, you got kids in like middle school vaping it up too. Like walk into any school now and vaping is literally the norm. And I understand why. You got these vape companies out here trying their hardest to appeal to kids so bad. They make flavors like bubblegum candy or like Sour Patch Kids watermelon and all this other like fucking weird shit. Like vaping was supposed to be something that people used as like a healthier alternative to cigarettes. But now I see people starting off on vapes before moving on to cigarettes. Like that's so ironic. Like the vape gets too easy for them, so they need something even harder. But honestly, I feel so bad for the kids, bro, because the addictions that form from it are so messed up. These addictions are way worse for one reason alone, and that's the accessibility of vapes. I'll give you guys an example. Back in the day, right, if I wanted to get high off weed, I had to first call up the plug, get the flower, have a grinder and some papers, roll up the weed, then find a spot somewhere away from my parents to smoke. And after that, I needed some cologne or like Axe body spray too to mask the smell. But for kids nowadays, all they need is a weed pen and boom, they're high. No smell, the smoke fades away after 2 minutes, and they could literally smoke it up in their parents' bathroom. Like it's just way too easy now. So obviously kids are gonna be getting high every day then, there's no fear anymore. These kids have like 5 smoke sessions a day because of how easy and undetectable it is. Now let's move on to the nicotine vapes, because this is the main problem right here. When it comes to nic vapes, it's a lot worse because the head rush you get from nicotine only lasts like a minute. So a lot of these kids don't even know how many times they puff on their vapes, but it's probably between anywhere like 15 to 40 times a day. They keep chasing that head rush every 30 minutes and it's completely screwing up their lungs. I have friends who vape often, right? And these guys can't even run 10 seconds without gassing out. Like their cardio is completely done for. I don't think he has hope anymore. And it makes sense, right? The smoke that comes out of these vapes is the same smoke that comes out of like smoke machines at concerts. If you ever smoke like actual weed flower cigs and you also vape, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. The smoke from vapes is a lot more heavier but smoother at the same time. And that artificial smoke from the vape being puffed by these guys 20 times a day is gonna lead to them getting popcorn lungs. A lot of these vapes come from China too, where they're made for like 50 cents. Then they're sold to the US where they're like 15 bucks. These Chinese guys don't give a fuck what chemicals they put in them. They're just trying to make a profit. And here our people are smoking it up like they got replacement lungs on standby. You guys know like way back in the 60s, right? People would be like cigarettes aren't too bad, and there would be all these like studies coming out saying, oh no, cigarettes are actually good for you, and that people are overreacting to the negatives of cigs. Then in the 90s, new studies came out showing that cigarettes were actually horrible for people and they caused cancer in people who smoked them. And I feel like the same thing is gonna happen with the vapors in this generation too. Like within 30 to 40 years, when we're all grandpas and grandpas, we're gonna see the truth finally come out about how bad vaping actually was on our generation. We also gotta talk about the risk of fake vapes going around. Because apparently people are putting like random chemicals and sometimes honey in things like weed carts and vapes to cut corners and make more money by giving people less real vape juice. The people who do that, by the way, are fucking assholes. Like, why would you potentially risk someone's life just to make a few extra $100? That's fucked up. And the crazy part is most people don't even question it. Like nobody's saying right now, yo, what am I inhaling? They just see the smoke, see a flavor, get a little head rush, and that's it. No one cares. Imagine if I gave you a random drink on the street and said, trust me bro, it tastes like strawberry lemonade, but I don't actually tell you what's inside. You'd look at me like I'm crazy, you wouldn't take that. But for some reason when it comes to vaping, people just inhale first and think later. Vaping's become so normalized now that it's in like every social activity. You can be chilling with anyone and everyone's just passing around a vape like it's a drink. People hitting vapes mid-conversation, mid-car ride, mid-everything. It's just everywhere, right? And when it becomes that normal, that's when it becomes dangerous, because now nobody feels like it's even a problem because everybody's doing it. Ask someone who vapes if they're addicted and they'll be like, nah bro, I can quit whenever I want. But then they haven't gone a full day without it in like 2 years. And I'm not even trying to act like I'm way above it either. You know, I've tried it before, most people have. That's how it starts. You hit your boy's vape a couple times, you think it's whatever, then slowly it becomes your own thing. You buy your own and then it's in your pocket 24/7. Then you're hitting it without even thinking throughout the day. That's the scariest part, when it becomes automatic for you. Like, you ever see someone take a hit of their vape for literally no reason? They're not stressed, not even bored, just doing it out of habit because that's what they've been doing for the past years. That's when you know it's fully got you and it's fully incorporated into your life without you thinking. And another thing no one talks about is how it messes with your focus. Nicotine fries your dopamine levels, so now regular things feel boring without it. So you need that constant stimulation. That little hit every 20 to 30 minutes just starts to feel normal. And when you don't have it, then you're like irritated, pissed off, and you can't focus. So now imagine you're a student trying to study, or someone trying to build something with their life, but your brain is constantly depending on a vape to function. That's when you know you're fucking cooked. And don't even get me started on the money too. Oh my god, I've seen this so much from some of my friends. People don't realize how much they're spending. You might think, oh, it's just 15 bucks here for the week, but that adds up quick. That's like hundreds or even thousands of dollars at the end of the year. And I'm talking about people just buying once a week. A lot of people buy like twice a week too. So imagine that. Imagine if all the money went into something useful like the gym, clothes, investing, literally anything else except vapes. But now it's going straight into your lungs to fuck you up instead. And look, I'm not saying everyone who vapes is completely doomed or anything like that. But what I am saying is this. These companies, they love the fact that you're addicted. They design these things to keep you hooked. The flavors, the nicotine levels, the easy convenience of it. It's not an accident, it's just business at the end of the day. The longer you stay addicted, the more money they make. So at some point you gotta ask yourself, is it actually worth it? Like genuinely, is that 10-second head rush worth your lungs getting fried? Worth your stamina dropping? Worth you being dependent on something just to feel normal and burning money out of it? And if you're still watching this and you don't vape, good, then don't even start, buddy. There's literally zero benefit to it. And if you do vape, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, just quit tomorrow like it's some easy ass thing to do. I understand. But at least be real with yourself right now. Pay attention to how often you're using it and try cutting back little by little. Try going just a day without it to actually see how bad your addiction is. Because the worst thing you can do is lie to yourself for years and let the addiction just keep getting stronger. At the end of the day, the whole vaping thing isn't just a trend, it's an addiction wave that's hitting our generation hard. And 20-30 years from now, we're probably gonna look back at this and be like, damn, I'm glad I didn't even vape in the first place.